to something. As everyone here, if you are alive, you know that we are coming up on Easter, right? We are coming up on Resurrection Sunday, as I prefer to call it. It is definitely a time when we start to really think about what Jesus has done for us. So, just doing something real quick. Almost done here. Was there a buggy getting chased last night?
Oh, unlike you.
Oh, because there was one past me yesterday coming home from Kentucky.
Oh, was there? When did they put this off? They did.
Are we done?
I'm done.
Okay, Mark chapter 15. Did you see that, Jason? You need to look at that. Okay, now I want to take a look at, if you would with me, please, real quick, like in Mark chapter 15. I want to look at verse 33, and I want to go a little bit more into depth on this. I want to read verse 33 through 39. And we've all been introduced to this before, and the concepts of Jesus on the cross and things of this nature, and I don't want to just tread over ground we've been over already. But I just want you to look at this. We're going to take another look at Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, as he says here. In verse 33, now when the 6th hour had come, okay, there was darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour. That's noon is the 6th hour. The 9th hour will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some of those who stood by, when they heard that, said, look, he is calling on Elijah. Then someone ran and filled a sponge full of sour wine and put it on a reed. Now, isn't that funny? Sour wine. What's sour wine? Vinegar or fermented wine, right? And it says, and offered it to him to drink, saying, let him alone. And see if Elijah will come to take him down. And Jesus cried out with a loud voice and breathed his last. Then the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. So when the centurion who stood opposite him saw what he cried out like this and breathed his last, he said, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." Now, I want to take a look at this whole event right here in a little bit more detail and find out what in the world does all this stuff mean. Because Jesus hung on the cross for how many hours? 6 hours. Okay. We get a look at the 6th hour to the 9th. Okay. Which is noon to 3, but Jesus was actually put on the cross about 9 a.m. our time. Okay? And he hung there from 9 a.m. to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, he was dealing with the forces of the day, and then he had to deal with this darkness that came on. Now, a lot of people don't understand why this darkness happened in the middle of the day. Was it a massive sandstorm that come? Or was it just darkness that kind of just encompassed the land? And that's what most theologians believe, that this darkness was done by God. And we're going to talk about why that is. And why this, in the middle of noonday, that was dark. And how it was very symbolic as well as for what was going on and what was happening. You know, we have a look at when God was making his covenant with Abraham. It was in darkness where he couldn't see God, and we see the fulfillment of a covenant right here, going from the Old Testament to the New Testament, so to speak, in what Jesus had done. And when darkness engulfed the land, we're going to talk about why that happened and why Jesus cried out like this. So we're going to take a look at that here in just a few minutes. Any prayer requests before I get going much further?